a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of DOJ, a little bit of PD, you know, it's a little bit of everything, you know what I'm saying?
It's never ending with them nowadays, huh?
They are at least, you know, now there's conversations and not just unfounded accusations and, you know, they've been receptive, but I think, they're still doing like some power grabby shit. Latest is they're trying to have the marshals run the DOC and make the DOC be like investigators outside of Bolingbrook.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all.
No,
I get it. They're trying to give them something to do, but yeah, I mean, how can? I don't know if I get that. That doesn't.
Four out of the 6 justices, I don't even believe have.
There's 6 justices now. Who?
Yes. There's Weiss, Arcadia, Faulkner, who is around. Arcadia's around too. McNee. What's her name? You know what? The one that screwed up Soze's court case? Hart?
Oh, Hart still won?
Yep, and Hollow. So there's a lot of things that they're trying to do with having zero idea what happens in San Andreas because they're never around, right? Like, it's bad. McNee hasn't been around since I filed the FOIA, and this guy is a justice now. So, yeah, it's going to be...
You got to look at it from 2 ways, right? Are they not able to find people to do the job that they'll just hire anyone that will do the job, or they just hiring people that they want to hire, you know?
There cannot be any sense behind what they are doing if they are not present, you know? So,
Agreed.
like, it becomes like surface level things like, oh, yeah. So all of this stems from, there was a lifer that, so Scotty brought a lifer out to visit his friend, and it became a setup where they got the lifer loose, right? So there was a 2-week manhunt where justices were deputized and DOC was deputized, to the extent that when the marshals were attempting to apprehend, like do an op.
Isn't that what Max did and everybody said they hated it, so there was a government overthrow?
Yeah. Max, then Angel, then whatever this is.
Why do they keep repeating these extreme processes of trying to create a police state?
Because they don't actually want to be justices, they want to be God.
Well, why don't they just deputize like civilians? Like, that would make a lot more sense. Like, you know, put together like a, you know, I mean, that would make a lot more sense. That doesn't make any sense.
Because they're trying to solve a problem that they don't quite understand, right?
Well, if they don't understand it, shouldn't they bring in someone or try and find someone that has the answers to help them solve their problems?
You mean people like Grayson? You know, the other Grayson?
Yeah, he's always had a good head on his shoulders.
No, they're never going to bring him in because he actually has a brain.
Yeah, I mean, he always does good work. He's a judge that just wants to be a judge. And that's how, like, the judges and justices should be. They should just want to, you know, handle their court case shit instead of deputize themselves and manhunt people.
Yeah.
Sounds like they just want to do everything. Hey, I can relate to that.
Yep. It's they pretty much brought on sped run, bringing so many justices into the fold without there being a need, because what are they doing, right? But individuals that have not been around enough to have sense as to what's happening. I mean, think about this, right? DOC, for better or worse, they have some level of training, but they're now going to be on the streets working like special ops with the marshals. What's going to happen? Like, what's going to happen when another gang gets involved, which always is going to occur, right? Lang Buddha's on the run. You think the rest of Cyprus are going to come in? LSPD, BCSO show up. Now DOC's got to collect the evidence. So the highest, like, I had this argument. They're like, you know, they're like, oh, but Nino, like, they're sworn officers. We're going to make sure they have training. And I'm like, the regular PD can barely, like, make reports and collect evidence. Like, where the fuck is DOC gonna get that training when they don't do it on a day-to-day basis?
Why don't they just hire them and train them as cops? I don't understand. Like,
I don't know. It's
it can't be that hard to hire someone to be a police officer in the city. There has to be there's probably at least 20 fucking applications in for each department. Why, if there's an issue with like numbers and stuff, why don't they just hire people and then train them? Give them a fucking weekend academy. It doesn't make any sense.
Those would be great conversations that could have been had over the last 2 months if the justices were actually showing up to the meetings that they wanted to have and they scheduled, and then only Arcadia shows up.
I bailed on you. I bailed on you for the last month of that.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be honest. I just lost faith. I saw the red flags immediately again, and I just didn't want to have to go, round like 47 at this point.
You want to hear some wild shit?
Yeah.
After seeing the latest, like, Falconer was a good bring up, but like the others, if they're not around, they should not even be holding that spot. So I'm contemplating actually filing mass dereliction of duty by pulling their pay and seeing how many hours they've put in the last 2 months. And then forcing the hand.
Well, justices have access to our sliders. They could just adjust it themselves.
What do you mean?
Nothing's stopping them from going to, the terminals and, adjusting it. There's nothing stopping them from doing it.
Well, yeah, but you can calculate how many hours they've been around individually, right? Clocked in. But if they did that, they'd get fired. They literally have no right over those sliders.
Yeah, but I mean, who's going to fire them?
Oh, they get impeached, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean...
I see what you mean, like practically
our system's flawed because there's no what they're clearly all together, right? I mean, we saw the hive mind in person, right? We saw anyone who disagreed with the hive mind get dragged out into the hallway and ridiculed for 30 minutes before coming back in. All right, if you think they're going to hold each other accountable for things, you are surely mistaken. They will look for every loophole they can to avoid whatever. They're too gelled up together.
If I am not mistaken, mayors and justices, for the most serious of consequences, require a higher level of oversight. Like, you and I could never just get fired. It's always been the case.
Well, it happened to me like 3 times.
Well, you got suspended and shit, right?
Yeah, I got suspended and then I got fired.
Yeah.
And then they were planning on having another election.
Yeah, there's been a lot of strangeties. I mean, it goes back to, right, like, not everybody wants the responsibility.
All fucking tone deaf.
No. Well, PD's been having some issues. Moss says she's going to change some things, but it's been absurd amounts of laziness and just something else. So I've kind of...
All right, fine. I'll be the commissioner.
I brought back Captain... oh, my lord. Turner. He's on my staff now. Really?
Yeah, I never met him.
He's got a good head on his shoulders. We're doing a bit of a, let's just say, reworkings of the PD High Command. They're just...
Oh,
they're
you're
just
replacing the chief?
No. She's going to remain, but she has a task in front of her. If she can't follow through, well, then that option has to open up. What I can best describe it is, after months and months of LSPD getting beaten up, they appeased the biggest problem children and the biggest pre-criers and made those that defended that department become the scapegoat. It's actually been fucking nasty. Pathetic, cowardice, just everything in between. And now the high command is completely missing, leaving the PD just the problem is, right, leaders are not being created, quite frankly, in every area of government. It's kind of like what you said 6 weeks back.
Yeah, I mean, that's the issue, right? It always comes down to having the right people in the right places.
Yeah.
People, you gotta accept one thing. You know what I don't understand about people nowadays? They they think they know the answers to everything, but they don't know that the answer is finding somebody that has the answer.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
You know,
like, why did I bring in Turner? You know what I mean? Am I, like, do I have all the... No, that's... You bring in people, like, exactly like you said.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's about, because, like, one person can't run the whole shebang, right? No matter how bad you might want to. Like, you can oversee it, you can guide it, but you have to kind of trust people in positions to do things. And if they don't do those things, you just replace them.
But that second part is where people, PD is a bunch of pussies. They're so afraid of demoting and so afraid of suspending and so afraid of firing. It becomes like excuse. It's been bad.
It doesn't make sense to me.
But my problem
I guess
comes
I'm lucky
in.
because I had people who were all really good.
Yeah. I don't think that kind of selection even exists anymore. It's the same, sandbags left. So it becomes like, okay, what is there? What are the options? There are none. But I think that's also self-inflicted because the police, it's similar to the justice, to the DOJ right now, right? At least there's an election process that allows new blood, the public pushing new blood in, right? If someone intelligent comes through, like Moose Knuckles, right? Moose Knuckles is a judge now.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
He now can prove himself to the public for being the right guy. Granted, the justice has got to, would have to level him up and shit, but he doesn't have that. But by PD not producing like enough quality, right? Like years past, you never have anyone qualified. You end up with no options, right? There's not enough qualified candidates to move up. It's just bad. So,
well, I mean, it's a lot of factors, right? It's not just the qualification of the individuals, it's the numbers. Like, there's just not enough.
Yeah.
And then you're forced to pick from, a handful. Like, you can't reach into the jar. You got to work with the handful you got.
I think if I'm going to be honest with you, I think it feels like both departments over, I'd say, the last year have almost intentionally hired strictly soldiers.
People that are diehard for the cause.
Which would be good, but do have zero ambition to do anything other than chase and shoot. That's kind of what I mean. It's like
it's not good.
Because you can't tell me some of these. I mean, there's been some here and there, right? But when is the last time you've really seen a soldier, seen someone hired in either department, and you're like, damn, that could be like a future all-star. You know what I mean?
Never.
Yeah. So, but, yeah, last week's been very busy. It's been very fucking busy. But, I'm chilling. Court Center's looking good. Have you seen it?
Yes, Carmine showed it to me. The whole place is doing good. You're going to have to... I know Moose Knuckles said he wanted to talk to you because he wants help in Grapeseed.
I got no time for that, brother. Yeah,
Poor Moose Knuckle.
Yeah, he's fucking late at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he woke up early to talk to me the other day.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Wait, so he hasn't talked to you in a couple days?
Moose Knuckles? No. I
told him to.
I think he normally is up in shift 3 and goes to sleep around the time I'm waking up.
Degenerate fucking clown.
Yeah. Do you mean Mumbles?
Oh, yeah, Mumbles.
Yeah, Moose Knuckles is the clown with the backpack. You know? Oh, yuck!
Yeah, all those clowns look the same to me, so.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know if you can say
I
that,
get them
Brett.
confused all the time.
Gotta be
That's
careful
all right.
with that.
I'm a clown cyst.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's all right.
I don't know if it
Mumbles
is.
talk to you at all?
I've spoken to him a couple days ago. I know yesterday he was doing interviews. What do you call it? Fucking. Oh my lord. Peter's interviewed over there. I don't even think he's gonna get the job. I think it's gonna be the same fucking regime, if I'm gonna be honest. And not that it really matters at this stage. Like, we're kind of kept them to where we want them to be, like BCSO. You know these fuckers. Let me tell you something, Pred. You know how bad it is? Fucking Mumbles had this huge thing called the Grapeseed Games. LSPD showed up to support him and like give him security. There was like fucking like 80 people there, brother. Right?
Yeah.
No BCSO showed up at all. To the extent that he set up an LSPD and BCSO like game, right? Throughout this like 8-hour, 10-hour event or however long it was. And yeah. LSPD had to play BCSO's team. Like they had to be their team because they weren't refusing the show. Like it's just like, yeah. So,
all right, so how do people not realize that in itself that's a huge like community issue? Like, how do people not understand that's? I mean, if I'm requested to go somewhere, I'll go to it. You know, some things you have to go to.
How do you trust someone like that to be a cop? You ain't policing.
It just shows that they don't care. You know,
no.
like.
So. But I think things have been relatively good. It's just been kind of busy this week. You know what I mean? Everything kind of got front loaded. But I'm excited for courts, right? There's a lot of shit popping off in the city. You know, LSPD's kind of a little bit in shambles now. I think put Christmas and exhaustion or whatever. But, you know, it'll be interesting to see what I spin up. I'm definitely going to be a little bit more, let's just say, let me give you an idea. So check this. Tell me if this is a good idea or not.
Oh, hey, Mom.
Reduced fine and time if a crime consists of less than 4 or less individuals. Even less of a fine and time if a crime consists of 2 or less individuals. Give me an honest opinion.
Yeah,
does it sound stupid or does it sound good?
I don't think it sounds stupid. I think that it actually doesn't sound bad at all. I mean, look, here's the thing. It doesn't matter how it sounds. Like, in this current development that you're in, it's you try stuff, and if it doesn't work, you just get rid of it.
Yeah. So I've been trying to find a solution to like. This is a tough, right? 24/7 robbery, right? Okay. So why is this coming up? Over last week, someone had a hostage. Wanted a cop to bring food for the hostage that was dying. There was only one cop. The cop called 78s. All these cops show up, right? And then a cop not on scene, a sergeant not on scene, gave authority to breach. There's also a captain on scene, which I just learned reading the report yesterday. They gave the hostage to the cops, got in the vehicle, and they mag dumped the car.
Why?
Because they threatened the hostage, which is what happens when you have a hostage in a bank robbery.
Aren't you inherently threatening the hostage?
Yes. It's literally like retardation has taken over the PD mindset.
All right, I know what it's time for.
Oh, what is it?
PD rework.
Well, that's what I've been talking about restructure for a minute. But restructure requires candidates that are energetic, interested, and have like the right frame of mind as to what law enforcement even means.
Hello? So, what the hell happened?
Oh, but there's more.
Oh, I'm listening.
Ming represents Zebra in court, walks outside. He gets ambushed by Cypress, who they're at war with. Ming makes his way, and the cops don't know this, to the top at the time, to the top of the hospital, pops shots at Cypress, puts his gun away. Some cop on the radio, per other cop statements, claims that Ming is shooting them. Ming didn't do that, he claims. Other cops have no proof of it. No one knows who called it, but they end up gunning him down without any firearm on him. They get lambasted in court. This is aside from the fact that they call me down asking for help to what they can do. They also press the charges because, in the words of the scene lead, he was told you should be able to get these set of charges, and he did it because he's afraid of what would happen if he didn't press them. It was so bad that they apologized for pressing the charges to Ming. You know what that sounds like? Bad faith.
Yeah, I mean, if you believe something's not right, then you don't do it, even if it is coming from a higher up. Like, if you believe something's like criminal or being conducted, in bad faith like that, you don't have an obligation to. But then again, we do not have any job laws. I don't know, man.
I bring these issues up to PD. They tell me, oh, there's woe is me. Like, we're responding to this crime and that crime and this crime, and they're bringing all these supercars and they're bringing all these interference and da-da-da-da. That's why I started thinking out of the box. Because, LSPD, PD, both PDs are fucking dumb as fuck, right? They don't know how to, self-regulate. So maybe the laws could help self-regulate in and of themselves. You know what I mean? To relieve some pressure, and then I can force them to do some level of retraining. I don't know.
I don't know if you can retrain people that have no interest in learning the job. I mean, even me, right? When I remember when I was first becoming a cop, Nino. All right, I was like, I need to become a cop. I need to know things. Right, so I sat down and I studied a bunch of stuff.
Do you
watch
have a
YouTube
cousin?
video here, study a fucking, read something, even watch a TV show or something.
Is there a pile bread somewhere?
Things.
I'm only kidding.
I want to come home.
What?
Never mind.
No, the West Coast isn't all I hoped it would be. It's horrible. Everyone here is an idiot and a wannabe.
Yeah, those meetings were bad. Whenever I would go to those PD meetings, I could feel the oxygen being sucked out of my body. You need a ringmaster.
Unfortunately, that's kind of the role that I have received. Yesterday, I had a captain asking me what I'm going to do about Oxy. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he goes, there's a problem. I'm like, okay, can you describe it? No. It took me a while to realize that the cops have a problem with Oxy being too good in shootouts.
So it's not an Oxy epidemic, it's the Oxy's too effective.
And they were implying they want to go to the fucking... Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. It's tough. You know what I mean? It's, but whatever. You know what? Maybe I just let the PD burn and focus on courts.
I don't think you have to let it burn. I think it already is. I think it's been burning.
Even more.
I don't think you can. If you can do something, you should. At this point, just fuck it. Make Carmine chief or commissioner or some shit.
I told him that yesterday, actually.
I mean, you know, he might not be the smartest one, but I bet he could fucking actually get something done. Maybe.
Moss yesterday, as one of her solutions, recommended bringing Redditch in as a captain. And I'm just like, bruh. Yeah, let's bring another fucking...
keys. I gave that guy the keys to the car, and instead of building something new, he just continued to build what they wanted. He's not a leader. He's just a fucking clone trooper. In my head, I was like, what if I take somebody that was never given a chance? So maybe they'll give other people that were never given a chance. Maybe they see something, right? Like maybe they'll take McNulty. Like, all right, he's an obvious pick for something. All right, and maybe they'll, you know, find other people, you know. Instead, it's just like Aspen Gray undersheriff. I couldn't think of a worse person to be in charge, to co-lead a fucking police department with.
All cops are bass. Hey, cab.
Oh my god. All cops are bass.
Yep.
Jesus.
I don't know what the incessant need to, like, always compromise with the uncompromising, you know? Like, everyone's got to be right. Like, the middle ground on everything, you know? Just, you know, screw everybody that's doing their job and is willing to, like, hold the principles. No, this person's crying. We got to... What's the word? Like, you know, when you just make them happy? You know? Appease.
Yeah. Appease the masses.
Yeah. It's not the masses, though. That's the problem. It's appeasing the minority at the cost of the majority.
That's because all the minority will do is threaten to quit.
Yeah, it's like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Oh, I got rid of Tilly. Did I ever tell you that?
You got rid of Tilly?
Yeah.
I thought that was like your future wife.
Fuck no, that's Moss. The fuck?
My future wife.
Oh, that's right. You did propose. Well, I'll be
No,
around to marry
She proposed
her.
to me. No, she proposed to me.
Are you
Nino.
fucking serious?
Yeah. Told me she wanted to get married, so I gave her my grandmother's brass knuckles.
Really? Well, that changes everything.
Yeah.
Guess we are going to need a new chief.
You just might.
No,
You know who might be able to fix it? Richard Dark.
Fuck no.
I don't know, man. I see something in Richard that I think that I kind of think that Richard's
He's
always...
doing good as a marshal. All right? Let him, you know.
Oh, yeah, I fuck with him every day.
Yeah.
He's giving me a job interview this weekend.
That's good.
No, I'm not doing it, though. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't think there's any saving the police-related or the DOJ-related stuff right now. I don't think it's... I think you're right. Just let it burn.
I have to at least show some semblance of attempting and trying, right? Because otherwise, I am then at fault just as much, right? Because at the end of the day, I am their boss, right? And I got a responsibility. And if I give up, then everyone that may still be trying even a little bit, they then get an excuse.
You got to find someone who's popular, who has good PR. Someone that'll bring people in.
I saw a legend 2 days ago.
Who?
I was going to make him chief right then and there.
Who?
Trooper LeBron James.
All right, that would be good.
Yeah. LeBron fixes teams. He wins championships. Imagine him at the helm of the LSPD.
Well, I just wish he would pass the fucking ball.
At least he can dribble it.
but he's getting up there now, man. I mean, he's a stellar athlete, especially for his age. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think, I'm going to be honest, all right? I think the two greatest athletes of the last, couple decades are LeBron James and Tom Brady, because they didn't let age hold them back. And that's impressive because your body deteriorates over time, especially if you push yourself as hard as those guys did.
Wait, you don't put Jordan on there?
When did Jordan retire? He was 36, wasn't he?
I'm unsure.
35? How old? I don't know how old Jordan was when he retired.
36 according to ChatGPT.
I'd have to look into it.
And I think LeBron is about 36, right?
There. I mean, I don't think there's a finer athlete than, Michael Jordan. He had
Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo too.
Ronaldo's good. All right, but here's two athletes that I love: Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods. You want to know why? Because they have conquerors' mindsets.
Mm.
You know who else was a fantastic athlete in his field? Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That is true.
His mindset was crazy. He was, I think he's literally a genius. I'm gonna be honest. I think he literally is like a genetic freak.
He's 40 now? Is there anybody that is like in the last two generations like has the potential to be anywhere close to these legends? I don't think so.
Nah, Michael Phelps was good.
For what?
Gretzky, Jokic. I think that guy on the Mavericks is pretty good too, and I don't think he's even peaked yet.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know any of these names. I just watch MMA. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. How do you have time to watch sports?
There's a Greek female tennis player who's really fucking good.
A Greek female tennis player.
Yeah, I can't remember her name, but she is like an incredible fucking athlete. Like, she is fucking crazy good. There's also I think this one girl is like
Maria
in the top 10 of women's tennis, and
Sakkari?
she's 16. I'd have to look it up, but yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
I think she's really good.
When I hear tennis, I think like, oh yeah, it's like it's in the same thing as like water polo for me.
Tennis is one of the biggest sports there is.
Yeah, I know, get it though. I don't know.
That's how I am with European football.
Really? Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see that, to be honest. I listen, if it's not MMA, I'm not interested anymore. It's just I don't know. Something you know what it is? It's because I'm from Boston, When I was young, we won everything.
Just like getting drunk and hitting things.
That is a part of it. You're not wrong. But I think it genuinely made it, when you have like the best sex of your life, everything is just kind of boring for a bit after that. You know what I mean? Or like, yeah, you drive like a fucking nice fucking car, and then everything just didn't feel as good,
Yeah, like when you go from a Buick to a Mercedes.
The fuck?
Nothing.
Did they make Buicks?
It had historic tags.
Gotcha. But yeah, I think
in the floor.
The multiple Super Bowls with the Patriots, World Series, fucking Stanley Cup, like Revolution won like the MLB. It was like, or whatever, MLS. It was over a span of 4 years. Boston had like every fucking ring. It becomes like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, it's already happened. We've already experienced the peak. So it's just, I don't know. But nothing.
What's that soccer club? Madrid. Madrid's like been
Real
on top
Madrid?
of the soccer game, the FIFA shit for like a decade plus.
Yeah,
Probably
Real
longer,
Madrid.
I think.
Yeah.
They're like one of the biggest clubs,
Mm.
and they're consistently #1 in points. Kansas City Chiefs are kind of building a dynasty right now.
Oh, okay.
That Taylor Swift has done a lot for that team. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to be with that fucking awful, concussed man. But she puts up with it, and she does it for Kansas City.
What are your plans now?
Hard to have plans right now, man. Things are hard. You know, you can't really. It's a little difficult. I'm sure you already know this.
Yeah. I've been kind of finding... I've been trying to find, like goals, you know? Court center, legislative reform, that kind of shit. But, you know, making goals, you know?
Yeah, but when are the judges going to overstep their boundaries again? You know what I mean?
I will say that it's been it's way better than it was with the previous regime. They're attempting to, but they're at least receptive, you know? So there's at least something there to work with, right? It's not a case of like, you know, we go in a meeting, we bring up a concern, and all you hear is no. And then when you ask why, you just start getting shit thrown your way. You know what I mean? They're actually responding, believe it or not. But
Yeah, but are they responding because, you know, they want to, you know, help the city, or are they responding
because they know
wanna
what I'll
further
do
their
to
own
them.
vision?
He's your problem.
I think they've
That
seen
can
the
be
filing
convincing.
cabinet.
I might stay on the West Coast forever.
That's a big cabinet.
It's a big fucking cabinet. Last time we had a meeting, Michael had the cabinet open. They could see all the, you know, the labels of the impeachment folders.
Where's he been? I ain't seen Michael for a while.
Oh, he's around. Yeah, he normally comes around after, you know, after the tsunami. God damn it. It could have been so good. Why the fuck did they have to go around and just fucking ruin everything? We could have been fucking king spread, and everyone would have been eaten.
Yeah. I mean, they got predlocked.
Have you, how's Mumbles been? What are his thoughts on, the new sheriff?
I don't know. I didn't really talk to him too much. I was too busy trying to convince him to open up the Paleto Bay Sheriff's Office and let me take Carmine and
Yes!
take Carmine up there.
Yes! It is theoretically in his purview to do so. I have not exercised that right. And the way that you can say so is the Constitution has the mayor as it is the mayor. If I wanted to appoint all of high command, I could do that. I would just need to pass legislation for it, right? Because
if you get to pick the chief, why wouldn't you get to pick everything else?
correct, but even more so, public services, which includes the police department, like it is your job to pick it, right? But it is not inherently your job to pick the rest, right? But as the embodiment of it, yeah, you just pass legislation. Like it's very easy to, it's constitutionally sound, right? The Constitution is
Theoretically,
this is
you don't
all
even-
you can do. It's that it's all in your purview. So he Mumbles could spin up a Paleto Bay Sheriff's Office, and it's just, you know, and put you in charge if he wanted to.
Oh yeah, I don't get the vibe he wants to. more concerned about the jetpack.
Sounds like a good parlay point.
Hey, bro.
That's what I said. Hey, give me what I want. I'll give you the jetpack.
The problem is, you know, I think Mumbles is going to be very cautious to take any big risks, right? He doesn't have the history. He doesn't have the,
Oh, I told him hiring me would be, if he opened up the Polito Sheriff's Office, that hiring me would be the perfect shield because people would be too concerned with taking me down to pay him any attention.
True.
Yeah, what's cracking?
I think he hasn't experienced what we've experienced, right? Like,
if he hasn't experienced yet, he's going to.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna take him some time. It's probably gonna take him the term, right? But there's also the other thing is, you know, he's not gonna experience it until law enforcement is bored, right? And don't like something he does.
Well, I mean, I don't know how does he feel about the BCSO already not supporting him? Showing up to his stuff.
I'm based on my understanding, they've already put his claws into him. And it's very easy to get gaslight in San Andreas, right? You know, perk up,
nice
hey,
people,
best friend.
Yeah,
you know,
nice people are always the most dangerous because it's never genuine. They always want something.
Yep.
That's why I treasure someone like you, Nino, because you'll tell me. You'll just say it.
Yep. I wish more people were like that. You know what I mean?
Cowards.
That's why I brought Turner in. This guy's willing to challenge my positions. Like, and I need that. You know what I mean? It's fucking boring otherwise. You know what I mean? I don't need a bunch of fucking cocksuckers. You know what I mean? That's what yachts are for.
I just don't know. I don't know what the fix is. I don't think you can fix it, man. I think that. All right, so people believe that, you know, the group of nice people, everybody should cater to them and do what they want, but people don't realize that the nice people are the most vindictive. They don't care about anyone outside of their little, you know, their group. You know, they don't care, so they don't. But then people are like, well, but they're nice. And if I've learned anything in life, you never trust anyone that's nice. Ever.
No.
They are always the ones. Yep. Nice people are the downfall of society, I think.
Yeah. Because they'll say yes to everybody, even though they're contradictory positions.
And as long as they just get what they want. What's in their vision and their purview. Usually most people that are nice are always pretending. And they're only focused on their own goals and they don't really care about others.
No, I don't like it, but
I think a big part of it too is everything is very political, right?
Okay.
Yeah, politically charged, politically motivated.
You're not fighting against one person, you're fighting against everybody. You touch this guy, everyone will
that's what
group
happened.
up on him.
That's what happened to me. I was at war with the, you know, the BCSO, the marshals, the DOJ, the justices, you know, all at once.
Yeah.
And they just wore me down because there was no, didn't matter.
No. I mean, they got what they wanted once they effectively killed half your term. The fuck are you supposed to do then?
Yeah, I was indicted for 8 weeks, man.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Almost 8 weeks. Yeah, I only was able to do my job for the first 4 days of my term, or 5 days of my term. No, it was first 6 days of my term, and then I was indicted for almost 8 weeks with a slowed down and not expedited court case.
God damn, that's so sad hearing it out loud.
I just can't believe it.
I mean, listen, man, my hat's off to you. You're a stronger man than me. Me, when I see something doesn't work, I understand that. Like, I'll quickly just walk away. Something doesn't work, or if I've been lied to or misled, or I'm not getting what I want, right? I'll just fucking leave.
Yeah.
Even if it does permanent damage to me. I don't let anybody, like, hold me down. Just because I know I'll always end up on top eventually. Not many people like me.
I think a lot more people like you than you realize. You just have a lot of people that say they hate you.
That's fine. That doesn't bother me.
Well, I think it might make you think more people hate you than they truly do. I mean,
don't know. I think I found out a lot of people like me. When people like On Fire support you, you got to be doing something right. You know? When people like Carmine support you. You know, I had support from all the people that I think are great. The others I don't care about that much. Why would I care about the opinions of the weak?
I came to those similar realizations, right? A lot of bullshit. Nino this, Nino that. Look at that fucking election. I got more votes this term than the last, with less voters. I think I know what I'm gonna do.
What?
I'm saying it ominously because I don't actually know what I want to do, but it'd make for a great, like, segue, you know?
Yeah, I get
like,
that.
what's Nino gonna do? Holy fuck. But then I got, like, 2 weeks to figure something out, and if I don't, by then the audience is completely forgotten.
Cliffhanger. Like the end of Matrix Reloaded.
You see the fourth one?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I don't even remember it. It kind of just happened for me.
It was, I don't know what the fuck it was. Yeah.
I mean, it was no Animatrix.
No. It seemed like one of those movies where they're like, well, listen, there's a lot of money on the table here. Might as well just run another one back, you know? Because people are going to show up to it.
You know what's actually a good movie series if you haven't checked it out?
Which one?
Listen, they're not
He's
stellar
going to talk about The
movies.
Dark.
They're not going to win any
one with
awards, but
the
if you want to
vampire
watch something entertaining,
lady,
you should
woman.
watch all 3 Sonic movies.
I have been meaning to alongside, because I know the voice actors are good, so that usually is a good sign.
Yeah, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yep. I actually want to see that Mario movie. I've heard, like, really good things about it.
I love the Mario movie. I've watched it like 7 times.
Is it actually that good? Damn, all right.
It's probably the best video game movie ever. It has a lot of, like, homage to things of the past, and it's like does its own, like, unique thing. I actually own that movie. I like it so much.
Yeah. It makes me what the fuck was that movie? Is it as good as the Mario movie from the 90s? That shit, that has some nostalgia to it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, them big ass Koopas come walking in.
Yeah.
Them tiny ass heads.
That might have been the first movie I've ever seen in theaters.
You know what the first
It was
movie
either
I
that or
remember seeing
Fern
in
Gully.
theaters?
It was one of the two. Which one?
Fern Gully. I fucking owned that on V8. You know what the first movie I remember seeing in theaters was?
No, which one?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Or 3. It was 2 or 3. I can't remember. It was one of them.
Yeah. That shit was good.
All right, those were fucking dope movies.
Yep. It was like, they don't make shit like that anymore. It was like, it was kind of, it was PG-13, wasn't it?
No, it was PG.
But it felt like today it'd probably be PG-13.
Yeah, probably.
Like, it had just enough, like, dark themes to it that made it nice. Holy fuck. Fern Gully, I just realized that was about a bunch of, like, fucking, like, fairies or whatever in the forest, right?
Yeah. And it gets contaminated by pollution or some shit.
Yeah, and there's like people coming to like bulldoze the forest and turn it into lumber.
Yeah. Classic. You know what I miss about movies?
Yeah.
The commercials for movies on VHS tapes before the movies would start.
Ah, yeah. They do that on HBO.
They do that on like every streaming service now.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Have you watched Severance yet?
No, I want to wait till it's like all done.
You're one of those binge watchers.
Not so much a binge watcher as much as like I'll still pace it out, but I've been burned too many times getting into a TV show that's good for like good and then turns to shit, or like randomly they cancel the show because it gives me like severe fucking like I don't know, like depression or something is the best way I can, not
Brother,
actual
let me tell you
depression,
something.
but yeah.
Severance is the one of the best shows I've seen in the last forever. It's on the same level as Breaking Bad for me.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's tied for my #1 favorite TV series like in forever. It's that good. Everything about it is that good, and it's a unique concept.
Okay. I mean, probably another 2-3 years, you know, I'll give it a shot. I just can't, it's not only that if it gets cut off, I don't like to get to the end, and then you find out like the next season's gonna be in 2 years. You know what I mean? It just, I like to experience the whole thing through.
Well, Apple TV does things different. Apple TV has actually probably one of my favorite streaming services.
All my movies are on there. It's got the highest
Yeah,
bit rate.
They got them. They do good. Everything's good over there.
Yeah. Well, what they're dog shit at is if you have a library of movies with them, you can't look at the previews of the movie. Do you know what I'm saying? So like if you're buying the
you just
movie,
use Prime to look at movie trailers. You watch trailers for shit on Prime or on YouTube, and then you just do it that way.
yeah, but I want to open up my Apple TV and I've got like, listen, I got like 300 movies. You know what I mean? So like I'll click that shit, and so I'll have a bunch of movies that I bought, you know, on sale and shit. You know what I mean? And I'll like click through it, but like there'll be a movie, right? Whatever it is, the cover looks interesting, and I want to be able to click it and see, you know, the same information I see on the buy page. What's the rating? Who's in it? What's the description? Give me the links to the trailers. You know what I mean?
I think if you use Apple TV through Prime, you can watch trailers before.
Oh, Apple TV through Prime.
Yeah, Prime allows you to do like subscriptions for other services through it.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Yeah, but okay. You might be losing quality. I think you are.
Could be.
So if you use the Apple TV app, you get up to like 18 megabyte a second quality. If you use Prime, it's like 50% of that. I don't know if you're like a, you know, like it matters to you or whatever.
I haven't noticed a difference on my, 83-inch 4K television.
Oh, shit. 83?
Yeah.
Jesus
LG.
fucking Christ.
Life's good.
All right. Damn. All right. You got like a sound system or like a soundbar?
Don't really need one.
You just have the TV.
Yeah, I want.
You got an 83-inch motherfucking LG TV.
Yeah.
And you're using the built-in speakers.
Hey, it sounds like the stuff's behind me anyway.
Listen,
I've been meaning to get a soundbar.
Get
but
at least a soundbar. Yeah, listen, I did the same thing, but I'm telling you, some of these soundbars, it's not as good as like a full surround sound. But like, who the fuck wants to do that? That's like, you know, that's a little too cooked. I mean, unless you got the space, you know, in your basement, you make your own little thing. But like some of these motherfucking soundbars, they got some like measure the sound bouncing in the room, and they can like virtually simulate it, like as if there's more speakers in there. Soundbar, subwoofer.
Damn. Yeah, something like that would be cool.
Yeah, they're not like grossly expensive either.
Yeah, everything's kind of way more affordable now. I mean, you can get 70-inch TVs for less than $1,000.
Jesus.
I mean, my LG though, when I got it, was the top of the line TV. It was like $6,000. It was like the premier television.
Bro, I did that when I got out of college a long time back. You know what I mean?
Damn, you got one of them old school flat TVs, them fucking heavy.
No, not anymore. Not. Listen. My last TV purchase was like 4 or 5 years ago. I have an LG right now. I don't know what. I think 3 or 4 years ago. But what I was saying is,
I got mine.
I went and did what it sounds like you did, which is, okay, there's like the AVS forum or some shit, right? Because I'm like looking up like, what TV do I get, right? Like, is it this one? Is this one? And I got a little too caught up with like video nerd shit. You know what I mean? So I got like caught up in the hype for the next like Samsung that was coming out, right? Because a bunch of bullshit reasons. So I went to the Best Buy. I'm like, do you know when this is coming out? And they're like, we just got it off the rack. You could buy it right now. And I think I dropped like $4,500 for like a 40-inch, right? This is like 15 years ago. And literally a month later, it went down like 30%. You know what I mean? Like
that's what happened. There was a TV boom. There was like 60-inch, 70-inch TVs that were going for $10,000 a pop. There was like the LCD. Remember, it was like the LCD displays, like, and they were flat screen, but they had the long back, and they were fucking super heavy. From the late 90s, early 2000s.
Jesus.
That was a crazy time to be alive.
I remember that shit. Yeah. I need a new monitor, actually.
You gonna do anything with this pier down here?
Well, what pier? But this? The fuck am I gonna do with that?
I don't know.
I mean, quartz is big. We're carving shit out in that. Wait, is there go-karts over there?
No.
Am I thinking of the wrong? There's no go-karts.
There was Rocket League over there at one point.
Jesus Christ.
And there was a few extra rides, and all of them worked. Used to be able to get onto the roller coaster.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah, we got to find ways to move forward, man.
I think it's all iterative, but the thing is, moving forward requires enough energy, enough not from me, not from you. It requires a level of commitment and investment for advancement. The problem is there's too much status quo, and that's a tough thing. And not for nothing, right? Moss and Peters had that, but after so long, you get worn down, right? And it's hard because it requires the rest of the pieces to want to move and not be cemented down, right?
I mean, is Moss a good chief?
I believe she is still the best option across the police department, because even though I may not agree with all of her decisions, she
made Skyfae captain, though.
She did. However, and you know, I shared my. Listen, I put her on blast the other day over that and some other things, but she's the best option.
Where's Peters been?
Azeroth.
Still?
No, he's back now, but
He's still want to be sheriff?
I'm unsure. He dressed up and went there dressed like a hooker. Well, let me ask you, who would, how do I put this? If you had a choice to put a sheriff in place, right? Let's say you became mayor again.
McNulty.
Okay. Who else?
McNulty would be my number 1 pick, I think. I think my number 2 pick would be, I'd probably find somebody to fly in.
Hey,
Agreed. What about LSPD?
Then number 3 would be Peters.
Yep.
I think Peters could do a good job, but I also think if you picked Peters, that the entire of the BCSO would just be trying to fuck him and just would quit.
Yes, I agree with that.
'Cause I even just joked around. I called Cassidy the other day, and I was like, hey, what are you going to do when Mumbles makes me sheriff of the BCSO? He's like, I'll quit.
He already has. Being around for like a couple days is not exactly being back. You know what I mean? Like even during your term, like, Bones, Cassidy, they weren't around. They could claim it was you. They're going to use you as an excuse. But what the fuck were you affecting them on a day-to-day basis? Like in all reality, other than existing.
No, I didn't do anything to them but exist. They kept coming after me.
Yeah.
And then I felt like I was taking crazy pills.
Oh, same shit with me.
All these
Oh my God, all
motherfuckers-
these things that Nino's doing, you know what I mean?
All these
Like, what do you
motherfuckers just
mean?
kept coming after me, and I even told them the day before, I was like, hey, if I win, I'm not gonna bother you. I just want you guys to do your shit. Only thing I'm gonna do is probably reduce your pay, and then we'll figure out where we can put it so we can make money.
Yeah, we'll have an interaction that will change the course of the next, day. Can you imagine that? Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's why
How
I felt
dare
so
you.
fucking crazy. I mean, you got Angel changing legislation in the middle of the fucking night, making my name unreadable on the fucking ballot, fucking night raiding me, and then you got the BCSO fucking trying to arrest me and throw me in prison, shit talking me at everything I do.
Look, why are you mad at us? Why are you doing this to us?
I didn't even do nothing.
How
to these
dare you
fucking people
react?
yet. Yeah, but I guess they were right, because given enough time, I probably would have done something to them. I never got the opportunity to. I didn't even want to replace Bones as sheriff. I wanted to open the Paleto Bay Sheriff's Office. And then I wasn't able to do that because of Nakota. I even told them straight up. I literally pulled Bones and Cassidy aside, and I was like, yeah, I'm not repealing this legislation so that I can fuck you. I want to open the Paleto Bay Sheriff's Office. I was going to put Carmine up there. And then I was going to fucking put in the thing where the sheriff be voted for. And then they just fucking tried to arrest me 10 minutes into my goddamn fucking inauguration.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then I still didn't do nothing to them, and they kept on fucking with me.
There's a level of care that is necessary for the whole. And if that doesn't exist, then you can't have progress.
I mean, it just kind of circles back to what the issue is. Everybody wants things their way, and they're not open to anything new. But when I look at the city, it's like, hey, we need to do something a new way, or we're all fucked.
Yep.
Obviously, something needs to be done new.
I think I think some of that is now happening, at least down here. I will say, for better or worse, I'm not being fucked
How
with
do
as
you
much.
combat people that magically know everything? Can't.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Oh. You know, we survived, Fred. We got that going for us.
Yeah, but the damage done to my reputation. I mean, they were successful in destroying me in one way.
Hey, you
I'll
and me
just forever
both.
be known as a mayor that never accomplished nothing. I'm no better than Andy Jones. Well, maybe I'm a little bit better than Andy Jones, but I'm not by much.
You have more legislation than she does now.
I should have removed it all.
Mumbles removed some more.
Oh, he did. Nice.
Yeah. The last one was he just removed the business one she had that prevented.
You might need to talk to Mumbles. He wants people to live in fields.
Wait, what do you mean?
Let's hang at the beach soon.
What?
He wants people to
What
live
do you
in
mean
fields
by
and
that?
grapeseed. He Mumbles
Okay,
wants
you need
people
to
to live in
expand.
fields.
Okay,
Look, Mumbles wants people to live in the fields, man. Like he wants people to live in the fields. He wants to sell people plots of grass, and they live in the fields.
I mean, so let him. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
He wants them to live in the fields in tents, and then build their own homes. I gave him over that old warehouse I had that I turned into the human chessboard.
I think I saw it. Was it like checkered, black and white?
Yeah, it was a chessboard. It was a human chessboard. We never got to use
Yeah.
it because
It's a dance floor
people
now.
wake in the morning. Yeah, it's a disco.
Yeah,
It's a disco
yeah.
now.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. They're doing an event.
Oh, he's gonna do an event there. Good.
Mm.
Yeah, it seems like him and like Osvaldo, they like doing their events. I mean, I gave Osvaldo like $5 million to do events. Apparently, all that motherfucker was doing was spending his money on cars that I gave him to run his events with. And that motherfucker owes me $250,000.
Hey, wait, you gave him $5 million?
Like $3 million.
He tried to ask me for $2 million to do the Osvaldo games.
I already gave him the money for that. That fucking... That goddamn son of a bitch. He's shameless. He's a shameless man. He's a scammer.
Oh my God.
Con artist.
Osvaldo! Well, I haven't given him any money yet.
Well, you know what the one thing is that Mumbles actually has access to that's really fucking cool?
Hmm.
The clowns have a gigantic underground base.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And I was like, what stops you from turning this into like a grapeseed community apartment? He was just like, Chatterbox won't let me. I'm like, just evict his dumbass.
Oh
Just
my
evict him and take it.
God.
I don't really care. Bitch, you are crazy.
That'd actually be fucking insane, to be honest. Oh man. Well, Pride, it was a good chat, yeah? I gotta gonna get the cooking.
Yeah, I got obligations I got outside of the city, so.
All right. You stay safe. It was good catching up.
Yeah, it's nice, Nino. I always like seeing you.
Yeah, likewise. You know, maybe one day things will stop being so upside down.
I love America.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not going to be me that can fix anything. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for this shit to burn down, and then I'll rise for like a phoenix from the ashes. That's when everybody will be like, we need bread.
Yeah.
And that's when people will be open to it, because I'll be able to point out the failures of everybody around me except you, Nino, because you succeeded.
Hey.
You did a lot. Honestly, Nino, I commend you, because it takes a lot of guts and courage to stand in front of unbeatable opponents despite the odds and to, succeed.
Hey.
And try. Put forth the effort, man. Now I must fly!
I was expecting him to slam into the mountain and explode.